Hello Vlogmas, welcome back. I hope you're alright. I have to confess, this feels like the last sit down video. My brain just feels like mashed potato. I feel like I can't get any more ideas out, and I feel if I make another sit down video, I will just be making gobbledygook videos that make no sense. So I kind of feel this is the end of the sit down portion. I've got about 2 weeks left before Vlogmas starts, and I'm honestly like, I don't mean to be like a whiny YouTuber, but I'm literally exhausted, and I've bitten off quite a lot more than I can chew, and I knew this was going to be ambitious, and I'm like, you've got 12, you don't have to prove yourself. You know, you've done your best, you've done what you can. You don't need to just push it, because I just don't want to get sick again, basically. I want to do putting up the tree, I want to do maybe some office Christmas party dresses. I might get around to that and show you what I'm going to wear, and then maybe a baking video, and then I'm done. That'll be 15 out of 25 in 6 weeks. That's not bad, is it? So yeah, that's my little debrief before I start talking. And this subject is what most people want to know, and I covered it about a year ago, and I thought, do you know what? Let's just have another go. Let's have another go at uncovering this topic, because most people, when they're looking for dating advice, the number one thing is how to get over someone or how to make someone commit. That is what women look up. If you look at like other dating coaches, they're like, most popular videos are always the same. It's always how to get over someone or how to make someone commit. These are the two main things I think women look for. Men obviously look for different things when they're looking up dating advice. It'll be how to approach a girl, how to get a girl to like me, what do girls like, etc. The last video I did was more of a tips video from what I can remember. I haven't gone back and watched it because I don't like watching my old videos. But from what I can remember, it was like a tips-based video. But I thought I'd just talk about how I've tended to get over people and just talk about this concept that I think is quite important to realise. And I think when you try and get over someone, people always give you like gamey advice, such as don't contact them for a month and, you know, block them, etc. But honestly, I think if you really like someone, and we're talking like, or if you're in the love stage, a month with no contact's not going to even touch the sides, is it? If you really feel love for someone and you've experienced so much with them, not talking to them for the month is not going to do anything. You need more like a year of not talking to someone, pretty much, to truly get over them. If you've had an extensive number of time with someone, it's not going to be over by just playing games. If I honestly think of the people in my life that I was really cut up about or really obsessed with, it honestly, like, no one's going to want to hear this. It's not going to sell a book. But it took me years to get over people. And that's not what people want to hear. People want to watch a 7-minute video and think, oh yeah, I'm over that person now. But platitudes that people say, such as time makes it easier, I think in a way it does. But I personally think you never truly get over someone until you find a love that surpasses it. And this is what's really toxic, because if you're in love with someone, you have all these feelings. And if you split up with someone, the first thing you want to do is you want to recreate those feelings, or if you want to get back to that stage of feeling that again. It's the loss of not feeling those feelings is that what hurts so much, and you want to get that back. That's why people do the rebound. They do the rebound to distract themselves from the loss of feelings that they feel. And I think honestly the only way you get over someone is when you find love that surpasses the feelings that you previously held. And that's why I look at silly things. Like, I look at when I was at university, I was obsessed with this boy called Danny. It was like, he probably will never watch this video. I was absolutely obsessed with Danny. I wanted him to be my boyfriend, and we both studied English, and I had this little dream that we were going to just end up together and read books together, but he wasn't interested in me. And I mean, I was obsessed with this guy for 3 years. And we never even had a conversation. That was the thing. I would pray. I would look at the seminar list for each semester, and I would pray that this boy would be in my class for that year. And he wasn't until literally the third year of university. Danny was in my lecture, and then I looked at him, and I'd put him on a pedestal for so long, this boy, that almost the reality of him did not meet the 3-year concoction that I dreamt up. I saw Danny as like this perfect boy. And when he was sat in front of me at the seminar theatre, he was nothing like I expected. He was really quiet. He was shy. He didn't really say a lot. He didn't really add a lot to the seminar. And I was like, God, I've put this boy on a pedestal for 3 years, and he's not what I expected at all. And then it's like now I'm thinking, God, that was years and years ago. And I don't even think about this boy at all. This boy that I was so hung up on at university that didn't want me, I literally never think about him at all. He's literally just popped into my head now. And I look back on it as like a funny anecdote. I feel nothing now. And I even saw, like, years and years ago, he got married and had children, and I felt nothing. Whereas at the time, I was obsessed with this boy for 3 years, literally thought I'd marry him. And it's kind of just the way life goes. And you think, if you can get over that, then, you can get over the next one. And then I even think about the people in my story times who I've been so obsessed with and wanted so much, and the feelings that haven't been reciprocated. And the honest answer is, I think in life, obviously just my opinion, but you go through life and you always feel that you love someone. And then does anyone else feel this? You feel that you love someone, and then you meet someone else, and then you fall in love again, and then you think, well, this love is completely different to the love that I felt for the other person. This wasn't love. And sometimes I literally question myself, and I think, have I really been in love? Because I feel, every time I feel that I've been in love, I meet someone else, and then the feelings are completely different. And I feel like, well, this wasn't love. This is more like love. And it almost feels like this never-ending journey of just, you find new people and you go through new experiences, and you're like, well, this must be love. It wasn't love before. And that is generally the only way I have got over people, is just through the natural occurrence of life. It hasn't been through me doing, manipulation tactics. And I talked about that in my last video, about how do manipulation tactics work. And getting over someone isn't about doing first track pictures on Instagram to make them jealous, or, dating one of their friends to make them jealous, because that just shows you're not over someone. If you're playing those little games to try and get over someone, you're truly not over someone. It is truly the only way to get over someone is just the natural occurrence of life. And it's almost when you do concentrate on yourself and you're not looking for someone, then you do kind of hit a point where you're like, oh, I don't really think about that person so much anymore. Like, I used to think about them all the time, but I don't think about them so much anymore. And it's almost not a conscious thing. It's something that kind of just happens over time. And I think about the guy that I've referred to as a narcissist, and how I was literally I felt like I was so in love with him. I literally thought we were soulmates. I thought that we would be together. But it's only now that I realised like it wasn't love. It was just almost like an overproduction of feelings. And I literally thought it was love, but it wasn't at all. And I sit here now and I don't even think about him. And there was probably more anger and resentment for him in my earlier videos. But now I don't think about him at all. And I don't even look him up online. I always think, an ex is an ex, and when you're done, you move forward and you don't become friends with them, you don't stay friends with them, you just move on. I'll just reference him in the story time, but I don't cry about him. I think if I think of the times I've cried in my videos, it's always been down to how I feel. I've never cried over a boy because they're in the past. If you ever see me crying about a boy, feel free to call me out, because that is a loser move, crying about a boy. But I don't think about him anymore. And even this is for OGs. This probably only makes sense if you've literally watched my videos before. Otherwise it won't make any sense. But even the French guy that I was obsessed with, I feel like that never progressed to a love stage, because we weren't intimate. For me, it is, sadly, it's the being intimate. That's where I get caught. So it didn't reach that stage where I felt connected. So it was easier to move on. And there still were residual feelings. If I did see maybe him with another girl, if I was out, or I did see photos, there probably would be a bit of a that weird butterfly feeling that you feel. I probably would feel that. But you know what it would be? It would not be because he's not with me. It would be because he'd picked another girl over me. I think that's what it would be. That's why I'd feel the he picked her over me feeling. That's what I would feel. Because, I'm the queen of pushing feelings down. And I generally feel that you can't literally keep going to therapy and bringing stuff up and dredging up all the time. There has to become a point when you just put your feelings in a box and say, no more. No more. I am over it now and I'm moving on. And I'm usually like that with boys. I can move on. But at the moment, it's just... See, I haven't experienced this before. But, the whole office crush situation that I've talked about is the fact that I still have to interact with this person. This is what I find so difficult, because I can't put it in a box. I can't put it in a box and just put the lid on and move on, because I still have to see this person. And that's what annoys me, because I just want to move on and I can't, because he's there all the time. And I know that I'll only get over it when I find a love that replaces it. And then I will know that I won't even care about this person. It's because at the moment I'm in that limbo situation where there's no one else, there isn't another love interest, there's no one texting me, there's no one texting me telling me that I'm beautiful. I don't have that as a distraction. So when I do go into the office, this person's there, and it just constantly dredges up all these old feelings all the time that I just want to put in the box. Put in a box as in, this person doesn't want me, I want to move on, but I keep having to see this person, and that, they won't be my friend. They won't be cool about it. They're being a bit of a dick about it, if I'm honest, and he'll probably see this, but whatever, you are being a bit of a dick. It's I want to move on. I want to move on and things to just be civil, but he's constantly there. And that's why I know that the only way I will get over him is when I find a love that surpasses that. And I obviously don't love him, but do you know what I mean? The feelings of when you're with a new person and you're happy, you don't sit and think about all your exes, because you're happy and you're in the moment. And that's sadly what you need. Like, honestly, people give such shit advice online, but honestly, not talking to someone is not going to help. Yeah, it helps in the way that it just cuts a cord, but you're still gonna like have feelings for this person. You're still gonna dream about them. You're still gonna want them. The only way you get over someone is when you meet someone else and you're happy. Like, yeah, some people are like, fine, yeah, like, I'm single, woo, best Christmas ever, I'm single, but honestly, you're not going to get over that person until you meet someone else, and then you don't care about them. And then you honestly think, oh, I'm not even bothered about them. All the people I was so obsessed about in my past, I literally don't think about them. I literally just do story times about them for money. That is how ruthless I am now. Like, I literally don't care. For me, it's all about, making money, getting that coin. They don't have that hold over me that they did. And it's literally because through time, you don't think about boys that you're obsessed about. And no one wants to hear that. Everyone wants the video, the 5 steps to get over someone. And it's like, have a hobby. Whatever stuff do they do? It's always like shit advice. It's like, no, I'm depressed. I don't want to join the netball team. I don't want to join the netball team and play netball. I'm fucking depressed. Like, you will only truly, sadly, get over someone. I've said this about 5 times in the video. Let's wrap this up. But you'll only truly get over someone is when you find a love that surpasses it, and then you won't think about that person. So just in the meantime, just like watch as many of my videos as possible, and then you'll be fine. And then you won't even think about wanting a boy, because you'll be fine and you'll just be a bad bitch like me and it'll all be good. So phase 2, we're in November now. Phase 2, I need to get some more, I need to do some Christmas content. I'm such a Grinch, but I'm gonna have to dig deep and do some Christmas content for you guys, because I know you want to see some Christmas stuff as well. So I'm gonna do that as well.